You're listening to Pick of the Commonwealth. I want to transport you now to a tiny island just off the coast of Sierra Leone. It's called York Island. In colonial times, it used to be very important. It was home to two successful and wealthy trading companies. From here, boats came to and fro, carrying all kinds of cargo to mainland Sierra Leone and other neighbouring West African states. Today, York Island is a shadow of its former self. There is still a pier, decaying now, and the warehouses of the trading companies stand empty and desolate, looking out over the ocean. I dropped by there recently and spoke to David Hall, a prominent local citizen. How is life on York Island now?
Well, today, presently, after the departure of the two companies, the fishermen took over now. Our daily ways of getting meals now is by fishing, so we now live by fishing. So most of the people now you see on land here are all fishermen.
Is the fishing good?
It is good sometimes, but not compared as it was before. Now things have become backward again. The sea area now is becoming sandy. And we know the fishes we used to catch are not in abundance as today.
Does that mean life is very tough here now?
Very tough by now. Really, it's too tough. We are just fighting ways and means to get our living. It's very difficult for now.
You have a school here?
We do have a school here.
A primary school?
We have a primary school, but that has been, it has been demolished for quite a long time now. NACSA and the government of Sierra Leone has decided to put up another new one, which is now in operation but not yet completed.
And a secondary school?
No, a secondary school that is on the pipeline.
Now, I gather that there's a myth here that there's some kind of devil that runs the place. What's all that about?
We have been hearing about that. In fact, with my own eyes, I have seen most of these things myself. Most of the miracles being played by that devil. I saw it, but presently people are saying that the devil is already dead. Only that the children are still living. That is what I've come to understand. But the children are still living.
So these are the children of the devil?
Yeah, that is what we have come to understand.
Okay, and what did the devil do? What do the devil's children do?
In fact, they do play some miracle. In fact, when people come in here, if they do like you, as Robin, as you are now on the island, if that devil likes you, he will not do you anything. But when he doesn't like you, in fact, he will give you some problem. Yeah, that is it.
What kind of problem?
Well, maybe if at all you are traveling with a vessel at sea, you see, you get a problem, you become wrecked. It will get you to the bank.
But you think he likes me?
Yeah, I do think he likes you because you have come from way there and now you are on this island. He likes you.
Does he like you?
He likes me too. He likes me too.
So he's never done you any harm?
No way, he doesn't.
But has he killed people?
That is hard to tell. But he can harm some people, but he has a lot of tricks to do.
Has he played any tricks on you?
No, not me personally, but I've seen him playing tricks on other people. Yeah.
What sort of tricks?
Maybe, he has got a boat, as people have been saying, a ship for that matter. He changes himself to any form of shape he likes. That is it. Yeah. Then he will travel here at night. You will see him. You will see the boat going with all electricity. The place, all his boat will be electrified, going up and down. You see. Then, according to history, some people say he comes even in person at an island. Then he talks to you. If you want to do anything good to you, he can do it. Then he goes. Later, when he goes, then he has to write a letter and tell you back the person that was talking to you is the devil Kassila. Yeah.
Does he frighten you?
No.
Does he frighten other people?
Yes, of course, other people. Only that if he doesn't like you.
That was David Hall on York Island, Sierra Leone. The world's women are apparently doing rather better these days than they were, at least when it comes to employment. The decline of trade unions and changes in labour practices and globalisation have meant that women are finding it easier to get paid work than ever before. There are not as many women in work as men yet, but it's getting much closer. The phenomenon is called the feminisation of labour, and it's the subject of a new book just produced by the Commonwealth Secretariat, written by Naila Kabir, a lecturer at the Institute of Development Studies at Sussex University in South England. She argues that these changes in work practices have had a profound effect on relations within families. I asked her just what had changed.
Well, I think you have to understand the effect in terms of the fact that in many cultures, men have been brought up to be the breadwinners. They expect that they will be the ones that will be the primary earners, and they will look after their families, and as a result of that they will have privileged access to any jobs that are available. Well, with globalization really, and with the search for cheap labor and the decline of trade unions and so on, many more people are looking to women as a more flexible form of labor because they generally accept lower wages. But also many more women are having to work because of economic crisis or debt and so on. And what this is posing then is a challenge to this old belief that many men grew up with, many women grew up with, that men would be the breadwinners. And what I find, it was not something I was really looking for, but looking through the literature and observing, life around me, what I find that it is leading to some reactions on the part of men.
You mean they're getting angry?
Yes, they're getting very cross. I find that in many cultures, in Africa and in Asia, men have often tried to stop their wives from working. But increasingly, because the opportunities are there, and because families need it, wives have gone out to work. And so this resistance is largely coming, I think, from husbands. And it seems to be as husbands that men feel most threatened. It is not as brothers or as fathers. It is as husbands. So there's something about marital relationships that requires somehow women to be financially dependent. And when they're not, it seems to destabilize, if you like, the balance of power.
Is it leading to women actually not needing men anymore?
I wouldn't...
Apart, of course, from having children.
I wouldn't put it quite as strongly, but it certainly seems to be a trend in some parts of the world. In Southeast Asia and Japan, there's a phrase now that some demographers are using, which is called the flight from marriage, where both men, younger men and women, are delaying the age of marriage to the point where it seems that they may not marry at all. And this is really a phenomenon of the current generation. Earlier in these cultures, marriage was nearly universal. But today, in the ages of, say, late 30s and 40s, you're finding high percentages of men and women who are not marrying.
Are some women, it's hard to generalize, I know, but are some women actually saying, get out of the house, I'll bring up the children on my own, I don't need you?
Lots of women are saying that. Again, there's a regional pattern to all of this, because what women are and are not able to do is very dependent on what culture and society allows them to do and what markets make it possible for them to do. So that kind of statement seems to be much more prevalent in the literature from Africa and Latin America. A lot of men are leaving their wives, going back to their mothers, or finding other women. But a lot of women who in the past had to put up with being abandoned are now exercising the choice and saying, well, you're not going to help around the house, you're not particularly earning very much, and I'm doing a double day, so I might as well set up my own house and look after the children on my own.
That was Naila Kabir, author of Mainstreaming Gender in Social Protection for the Informal Economy, produced by the Commonwealth Secretariat. And that's all from this edition of Pick of the Commonwealth, a production from the Commonwealth Broadcasting Association. Thank you for listening. My name is Robin White. Goodbye.